Hey, beautiful people, listen up. Just want to give you guys an update on this storm as I was watching. This thing is close to, I don't know if they said 26, 36 miles away from literally hitting Williamton, North Carolina, but some of the water is starting to go over, they call it the dunes, like where your houses are. Do you guys understand why the Lord, for how long, you guys, for what, the last 36 months, God has been talking to people about building development on the coast, that it's just no longer safe. But listen, because you guys know that I operate as a seer, I can see in the spirit. So as I was watching the water break through some of the dunes, I saw in the spirit, remember I said, this devil, demonic spirits, you're dealing with a marine kingdom, and you're also dealing with judgment. These spirits that have been assigned to cause certain things, and a certain element is judgment, and that's where we can cry out for mercy, the hand of God. But listen, it's going to strike. We know that it is. I wish I had something else to report, but I don't. It will strike. It is coming. And what it wants to do, though, listen to this in the spirit, in case you guys have family members in this region, it wants to hit exactly where they say it's going to hit. But remember this. God says, I always warn before destruction, just like God gives prophets words to build people up, to affirm, to exhort, to be able to push forward in the things of God. He tells us things in order to protect you, to preserve you. Remember, before they said what direction this storm is going to, remember they said, it pretty much is going to hit all of the North Carolina area, maybe some regions in South Carolina. We know for sure it's going to Virginia. That was their projection. But remember, the Spirit of the Lord spoke. He said, no, it's going to take a turn to the left, and to turn to the left. Remember what the Lord said, 6 or 7 days ago, it's going towards Georgia. And then remember, just 48 hours ago, they said that storm just slightly turned to the south, which is actually towards Georgia. Listen here. Let me tell you what I saw in the spirit. As the water was going over the dunes, over the water today, and this thing is like 36 hours away, and the water is already coming through the dunes in North Carolina, I saw that thing just expand and go all the way to, once it strikes the Carolinas, that coast, to try to make its way into Georgia. And then those marine demons, those demonic forces, want to turn this storm all the way around in a circle and have it go to the right. Oh God, what is to the right on the coast? That is headed up towards Boston. That is headed up towards New Jersey, New York. I'm telling you, we need to pray. I have been praying for days and asking God for mercy, because I know that He's allowing certain things to come, but I'm a firm believer. If my people who are called by my name, if they will humble themselves and pray, that they would turn from their wicked ways, I would come and I would heal their land. And as a prophet of God, I've been crying out for mercy, because I know that there are some of you on Facebook, you are in these regions, and I've been asking angels to stand at posts at your homes. Any type of divine instructions that some of you have needed to get, I've been asking God, if you're one of those people that you need to evacuate, then you need to go. I will tell you this, if you are on that North Carolina, that Southern Carolina, I'm telling you, and all those neighboring counties, you need to leave. You have less than just a couple of hours. You need to go, because already along that boardwalk, there's like 2 feet of water filling up. And the only way you're going to be able to get up out of there is to take one of your canoes or a boat and try to go as far as possible inland where water is. So to avoid that, I'm telling you now, you need to go. But God wants you guys to know so that you guys can shut this down. This is just like last year. Shut this down in prayer. There are so many of you in Georgia. And yes, I understand the dream God showed me. He showed me this, that this thing was coming. You guys have been on this page with me long enough. You guys know that when I get things, and whether it's good, whether it's bad, I'm going to come on and be as expressive as I can as to what the Lord showed me. This is to protect you. But you guys know know the Lord showed me this. I was riding on top of that water all into North Carolina, in Virginia, and it wasn't nighttime, it was daytime when this water began to come in. So we need to shut this down, that it wants to turn, come against this thing turning and doing a full entire circle. So you guys, I'm serious. If you have family members that in those regions, I had to make one phone call today because the Lord had spoke something to me at 2:30 in the morning, and I called the person and they're like, oh my God, Rhea, yes, we just got the family member out of there because I saw it that they need to go. So I'm telling you, in that area that they're warning you, it's going over the dunes now. And this thing is like 36 hours away. So please walk in discernment. You have to be alert. This is why it's so important to be in tune, to understand the times and the seasons in which we live, because when danger poses a threat, God wants us to be aware. Number one, so we can pray, so that we can have the opportunity to make an alternative decision to put us in a place of safety, but so that we can warn other people who might not really understand what is going on. And I'm telling you, this is bad. This is bad. I've been petitioning, but we know this. Even though we petition God, we plead our case, we plead on behalf of other people, we don't always get what we plead for. And that's the downside of walking in this office, that you want things to turn. You believe until the very end, and sometimes it's allowed. But I'm still believing that even though what is being allowed, that there's going to be a certain degree of mercy. So I love you guys in Jesus. You be blessed, and please stay alert and prayed up, and most of all, obey whatever God is telling each of you, okay? All right, bye-bye.